What's going on, guys, and welcome to my top manga of 2019 video. I've read a ton of manga this year, a lot of series that I loved, a lot of series that I thought were alright. So I thought I would compile a video of my top 5 picks of new manga that released this year. I'm not going to be doing any manga that was published or serialized in previous years. I'm doing only series that were printed in 2019. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Before hopping in the list, I had 2 quick honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about before I hop into the main list, and that being No Guns Life as well as Gleipnir. And the reason I wanted to mention both these series is that I did enjoy them. I thought they were both fun entries to their series. I just had a couple of issues with both series that prevented me from putting them in my top 5. But other than that, I would recommend them. I would recommend you guys give them a chance, see if you like them or not. I think there's a lot of fun to be had with both series, so that's why I just wanted to quickly mention them. Starting at number 5, we have The Way of the House Husband. There's only one volume of this series that came out in 2019, and as you can see, it's a pretty thin volume as well. Now, while there's only a little bit of material that I got to read this year, The Way of the House Husband left a seriously great impression on me. The series is about a former Yakuza member who is greatly feared and respected within the community and amongst police officers and whatnot. And after a small period of going into hiding, he comes back as a standard, honest living house husband. And what this series consists of is our main character doing various simple and mundane tasks that a house husband would do. But given the circumstance of him being a former Yakuza member, it makes for a lot of really wacky and out of the ordinary situations that are frankly hilarious. Now, while I didn't really have much expectations going to this volume, I thought it was so funny. There were honestly various times where I was laughing out loud, and I ended up finishing the volume in just one sitting. And sadly, it was the only volume that came out this year, and I've been eagerly waiting for the second volume to drop, which I believe will happen next month in January. From what I read, I really love this series, and I think it has a lot of potential to be a great one going into 2020. So I would highly recommend you guys picking this one up if you're in the mood for a good comedy. At number 4, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, which similarly to The Way of House Husband only had one volume released this year. In fact, it came out just this month. So Jujutsu Kaisen is about a high school boy named Yuji who's like a freak athlete, really good at track and field, but finds himself as a part of the occult research club within his high school. And one night, a real spirit shows up at his high school and ends up attacking his close friends. And without going into too much detail, Yuji ends up swallowing an extremely dangerous spirit's finger, which gives him abilities and powers to fight other spirits as well. So Yuji is set on this mission to swallow and collect the rest of the fingers of this dangerous spirit in order to make the world a better place. Now, while the story isn't particularly creative or innovative, where Jujutsu Kaisen really shines is within the art design, the characters, the really funny and eclectic dialogue, as well as the action. The big reason I put this series on my list is because I think it has a lot of potential, mainly for the reasons that I just claimed prior, and I've read online that a lot of people like where the series goes on from the beginning. So this is definitely going to be a series I continue to pick up going into 2020, and I would recommend you guys checking out the first volume and seeing if you like it or not. And at number 3, we have Witch Hat Atelier. So this series is about a sweet little girl named Coco who's always had a dream of being a magician. And upon a strange interaction with a magician named Kifri, she ends up becoming his apprentice and gets to hop into that dream of being a witch. Now, while this sounds great for Coco, she ends up hopping into a journey filled with mystery and darkness and a lot of danger. So the first thing that pops in my mind when I think about Witch Hat Atelier is how beautiful and creative and innovative the world is. It's so full of life, and I was just so eager to explore more and more of it as I continued to read the series. Not only that, but the series has such beautiful art and such fun and quirky characters that it's just a joy to read. Especially Coco, who's honestly the easiest main character to root and cheer for because she's so sweet and adorable. But seriously, I highly recommend the series, guys. I already love what I've read so far, and I cannot wait to pick up more in 2020. And I think everyone could find something to enjoy with Witch Hat Atelier. So that's number 3. At number 2, we have the highly anticipated Cant Communicate. Now, before this series was printed, There was a lot of hype surrounding it. Anytime you'd go on social media, you'd see Komi, everybody loving her. So when I picked up the first volume, I had pretty high expectations. After reading the first 4 volumes that are currently all that's out within North America, it's safe to say that I absolutely adore this series right here. So the story takes place with a girl named Komi, who on her first day of school is seen as this superstar. She's tall, elegant, pretty, and everyone in the school looks at her as royalty. But the funny twist that comes in is that in fact, Komi is so socially awkward that she can't communicate with anybody. And so that dynamic right there just makes for some extremely hilarious situations. And despite Komi having this deep fear of talking to people, she sets out the goal to make 100 friends. And the first friend she meets is this clunky and awkward average guy named Tadano, who is the main side character of the story. The series is just so wholesome and so enjoyable and so funny that I immediately fell in love with it. It's such a great series to just sit down and relax and just put yourself in a good mood. I totally get why so many people love this series, love Komi as a character, and I'm so happy that Viz is bringing these out at a pretty rapid pace because I've been enjoying it so much and looking forward to each volume as they come out. And I would highly recommend this to everybody, guys. It definitely lives up to the hype, especially if you're in the mood for something more slice of life, something more comedic and funny and just lighthearted. And at number 1, this will come as no surprise to the people who know me or anybody who's been following the channel. My favorite new series of 2019 is without a doubt Beastars. Everything that you need or think of when it comes to an amazing series, Beastars has. Amazing characters, check. Fantastic dialogue, check. A creative and interesting world, check. Intriguing and gripping plot, check. As you can see, there's a lot of great things that are going for Beastars. This is a series that I honestly can't praise enough. And as each new volume comes out, when I see that it's shipped to my house, I get excited knowing that I get to read more of the story when I get home. If you want to see a more detailed review I have on the series, I'll put the link in the description below. But the excitement and the love I have for this series is something I honestly can't say I share with many other series that I have in my collection. Not only are the current volumes that are out fantastic and amazing, but the story has so much potential to get even better, which is pretty crazy to say with how much I already love it. And from what I've heard from people who've already read the scans, it does get better. It continues to get better and better. So this is really a no-brainer for me on what was my favorite series. It really was more of a competition when it came to the 5 through 2 spots. And with this being one of my favorite series ever, any chance I get to gush about it, I'm going to take. But seriously, guys, I cannot recommend Beastars enough. If you aren't reading it for whatever reason, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is an amazing, amazing series. So that's going to do it for my list of the best new manga of 2019. If there's any new series that you guys have read within the year that you think are missing on this list, please let me know. There's tons of manga that I don't get a chance to read, and I'd love to hear y'all's recommendations. With that said, guys, I hope y'all have a great holiday season. I hope you guys read tons of manga and get a lot of much needed relaxation. I seriously appreciate the support so much that you guys have shown me in this year. It's been such a blast making these videos, and I can't wait to make more for you guys going on in the next year. So that's going to wrap it up for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.